My name is Josh Vasquez, and since 2013, I have been finding ways on how life can be lived the way it should be lived. I began on a journey to find out how successful people live their lives with confidence, joy, peace, and excellence. I studied people and understood the reasons why we stay stuck in our miserably average life. If you're still watching this, then you're part of the few who are willing to do more in life. I've trained hundreds and have spoken to around 1,000 people all across the country, teaching them how to fight average and live a life of success through communication. I'm on a mission to kill average thinking in the Philippines, and I'm here to tell you it is possible. Through the exclusive workshops and training programs I created, you will experience a life-changing journey that will kickstart the change you need in your life. Stop thinking about it. Take action now.
Yeah, I think my microphone's off. There we go. Hey guys, again, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of The Virus. It's me again, the Josh from VoiceBox Training University, and we bring to you stories that are so contagious that you just want to hear more and more and more. Hey guys, kung nanonood kayo ngayon and you're from the Philippines, please leave us a shout out, comment below. Tonight is going to be an amazing night because we have an amazing guest. Oh man, this is so exciting. And you know, I met this guy. This guy has definitely allowed me to dream bigger, to inspire more people. And whenever I see activities, little does he know that I keep on checking what they're doing. And I'm really, really excited about this. And you know what? For those of you guys who ever felt, if you're watching this right now, you're tuned in from Bounce Back Network, from VoiceBox Training University. Maybe there are some people right now, whether you're watching this live or you're watching this on replay, and you've ever thought to yourself, naisip mo na, no? Maybe once in your life you ever thought, should I continue? Should I keep moving forward? Now, if you're watching, you're tuned in live, sino dito, can you comment below? How many of you guys have felt like you wanted to give up on your dreams? Come on, that's a beautiful question right there. You know, I'll be honest with you, the guest that we have right now, I want to get to know what his stories are in terms of trying to give up, in terms of failures. Because when we get to interview people here in The Virus, we don't just talk about the wins. We also talk about those moments when people get to be alone, when everyone's just, you know, just trying to be in a fetal position and feeling mo wala na pag-asa. Because I believe in failure, there's so much story inside a person's failure. And that's what we're going to talk about, because today, I bring to you the founder of one of the largest, and I believe the fastest growing, innovative network marketing groups in the Philippines. And this group really is igniting a lot of lives, inspiring a lot of people. Grabe, no? I see what they're doing. I notice the difference immediately of how they approach people. This person that I'm going to talk to right now founded this amazing group of young, positive, goal-oriented entrepreneurs, and they've reached around 200,000 in terms of members sa Facebook. Imagine that, 200,000 members in the Philippines alone here on Facebook. And it takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of courage, a lot of passion, because this guy that we're going to talk to, he's going to bring out and ignite the inner lion inside of every person who's watching right now. Yan. All right. So I think you guys know who we're going to talk to, no? We did give a bit of an announcement. Felipe Esteban, he's been waiting for this for so long. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. To anyone else who's really looking forward to this amazing interview, Ladies and gentlemen, whether you're watching this live or on replay, I bring to you the founder of Ignite PH, Mr. Miguel Ybañez. Brother, thank you for being here, my man.
Wow, thank you, bro. In fact, thank you for the very generous introduction. It just puts a lot of pressure on me to got a lot of value tonight. But bro, I'm super humbled, like I said a while ago, to be here. This is the domain of the Josh, and I know that you've been really devoting a lot of your time, a lot of your energy to blessing a lot of people through what you do. And I do believe that that's one of the most fulfilling paths to take as an entrepreneur, to be in a business where you could really go the extra mile to bless a lot of people's lives. So hopefully, I pray that we could have a very fruitful discussion tonight, and that I may add some value to you guys.
Absolutely, man. You know what? We had season 2 because we started the virus. We started the show. We started it when the pandemic hit, right? So nung nagsimula yung COVID, I said, you know what? Let's add value to people. Let's make sure that people remember us for spreading the good kind of virus. So I brought in a lot of people. Then we ended season 1. We got to season 2, and I said, you know what? Let's upgrade people. We got to make sure the people who join in, people that we get to talk to, are the ones who really have an amazing story. And you're the third person to be on season 2. We had the first one was the president of Cardone Enterprises,
Wow.
like Jared Glant from the US, from Grant Cardone's office. The second interview guest that we had is Mr. Steve C from Great Deals, and you're right here, my man. Super
Wow.
amazing. We never met personally.
Never.
And a lot of people makainisip na, matagal na ba itong magkakilala na? That's the beauty of it, Like,
Yeah.
you get to connect, you get to interact. And my man, like, I just feel like we're so connected. I feel like you're a good brother besides us being equally handsome. And I declare that. Let me wear my glasses,
Let's
see?
do it, bro.
Dude, you see that? You see that? I don't see much difference. You're going to tell us all about that. You're going to tell us all about your struggles, all about how you became who you are right now. What's the story of Miguel Ybañez? And then we're going to dig deeper. In the next 60 minutes, sa lahat ng nanonood, we have a lot of people watching, man. And, anyone who's tuned in, the topic for tonight is igniting your dreams. Where are you at? Where are you streaming from?
Is it currently, or are you talking to the audience that we have?
No, you right now.
Quezon City, bro. Yeah, QC
Dude, we're in
area.
the same city, man. We're in the same city. We should hang out. Like, ang
Yeah.
lapit lang pala natin. I love it. Hey, thank you. So, to a lot of our viewers right now, Miguel Ybañez is the founder of Ignite PH. It's a network marketing group here in the Philippines, and it has around 200,000 members. Last time I checked, it was around 190 plus. No? So, take us back through that journey, bro. Like, when we talk about Ignite PH, to be honest with you, unang beses kong marinig tong Ignite PH, right? Because that's what we're going to focus on. That's why it's igniting your dreams. When we talk about Ignite PH, what comes into my head are really, like handsome and beautiful people. And let me say it like that, okay? People who really have, the charisma. Maybe we have a lot of viewers right now from Ignite, no? Sana marinig nila to. And then they would randomly approach you, but they would approach you in a non-sleazy, non-salesy way that's kind of different from other network marketers, no? So take us through that journey. What in the world is Ignite PH?
Okay. Thank you so much for that question, bro. And, to bring us back to the start, I really have to backtrack just so I can put things into context. I've been in the network marketing, and I've been exposed to network marketing for maybe the past 10 to 12 years of my life. And even before I partnered up with the company that I'm partnered up with now, generally, I was a very open-minded individual, and I wouldn't really mind getting into side hustles as long as they were legitimate side hustles. So most of my exposure before the company that I'm partnered up with right now was already in the network marketing arena. On top of that, I do a little bit of like buying and selling, a lot of things that are mostly revolving around having to sell something. And when I got into network marketing, the first thing that I thought that in order for you to become successful in a network marketing business, you just have to be like a superstar salesman. You have to learn how to sell a product, which is very important. You have to learn how to talk to a prospect. You have to learn how to connect with other people. And so that was what I really focused on. But when I started network marketing, what I really thought was sales was doing the hard selling, trying to convince a person who's not interested, shoving a product or an opportunity down their throat. And as we all know by today, that's not really the way to sell anything. And it's not only applicable to the network marketing industry. Also, if you go into insurance, if you go into real estate, whatever you're selling, cryptocurrency, a coaching service, hard selling and being sleazy, like you said a while ago, marketing things in a way that are distasteful and unappealing. Sometimes it just deflects all of the prospects, all of the partners, and all of the customers that you have. And so I learned this the hard way because I initially talked to a lot of people. I built my business on this wrong mindset. And eventually, after being able to build an organization of around maybe 50 to 100 people, the organization shrank and to around just like maybe five to 10 people. And that's when I started to really realize maybe there's something wrong in what I'm doing, and I have to take a step back, look at, the activities that I've been doing for the past year or two, that time when I started with the company I partner up with right now, so that I could ensure that I get better results. And so, I say from 100 it shrank to 4 to 5. It sounds less dramatic at this point, but at that time, it's as if I put in my blood, sweat, and tears. I would work offline. Nowadays, it's pretty easy to work online because even if you have like 10 appointments, you're just literally on Zoom. You're seated on the table. You could take CR breaks anytime. You could eat chips while you're in between meetings. But before offline, you would really have to hustle, and at that time, I didn't have a car yet. So I would commute and meet people and really, go home 12 midnight, 1 a.m., fall asleep in the clothes that I had during my meetings for the day because I was just so tired to do anything else when I got home. So it was maybe 1, 2, at most 3 years of building business that way, only to find out that what I was doing the wrong way. And network marketing before, bro, as you guys know, I mean, like there's really a stigma behind network marketing, even until now. I would say as to this date, there has been more respect for the industry, but there's still a stigma. I mean, I accept that. And to me, my heart goes out to other network marketers and network marketing as an industry because there are legitimate network marketing companies that really provide opportunities for people to become successful. And it's not biased to my specific company. Network marketing works. It's the reason why billionaires like, Robert Kiyosaki, political opinion aside, Donald Trump, Warren Buffett, they invest in network marketing companies. And even some high quality schools, they offer network marketing certification courses right now. And even companies like Unilever, which is like a multi-billion-dollar company, they recently launched their own network marketing arm. So there is some traction with the industry. And I believe it's entering a golden age, but that's probably a topic for a different time. But as the network marketing industry started to gain traction, I wanted to learn how to best capitalize the industry and to not only provide people with an opportunity, but with a proven strategy, so as to say that when they join the business, I can tell them that you just have to do this, follow the system, embrace everything that your coaches tell you, and then you will eventually reach success. So that's how it all started at that time. It just started with my curiosity. I really wanted to get out of the 40-year work plan, and the 5-year work plan of network marketing was so appealing to me. So as a student, I went straight into network marketing. I burned all of my bridges, and yeah, today I'm here being interviewed by the Josh.
Come on, man. Come on. And you know what? I get excited whenever you tell me about that. Like you just told me your stories, and I wanted to butt in so bad because you were giving out so much gold, and a lot of things that you said were really contradicting to what a lot of people would think and really just have their minds on. So una-una, no, you said like if you would introduce yourself as a network marketer, you know, like in an ordinary setup, and then let's say you're my friend, right? And then we go out, hey, you know, here's Miguel. What does he do? Networker. Dude, I I really would not doubt that a lot of people would not believe me when I say you're a networker. Because they would think of other images of what a networker is. Right? In today's society, especially in the Philippines, you kept on mentioning about the stigma. It is so true. And I know I have a lot of friends who are network marketers. When they think of network marketing, it seems as if it's a disease that people just have to avoid. Right? Because I mean, it's way worse before, especially when the scams and the Ponzi scams came in. But, you know, it's slowly transitioning. It's evolving. People started to become more open-minded. You told me earlier that, you know, you grew up having that entrepreneurial mindset na parang ever since when you were in school. And I know you went to Ateneo, is that right?
Yes, correct.
Did you ever go corporate before you went entrepreneurship?
No, straight into network marketing. Been doing network marketing ever since.
But why? Right? Because, I mean, when people would think of that, wait lang, teka lang, someone who would go from this school and that school, di ba yung mga network marketer, ang tina-target lang yan is yung mga taong gusto talaga ng easy money, ng fast money. Like, take us through that journey, man. Like, that's something that not a lot of people can digest easily. Na pag inisip nila, like someone was saying here, wait, you're a Filipino? They don't really, they can't say, right? They can't say, no, wait, he's a networker? Because it's not that, it's a different mindset for Filipinos right now. But what about you? What's an Atenista doing joining a network marketing group?
I love that question, bro. And, you know, first off, I do want to say that whenever there are people negative about network marketing, I don't blame them because there are a lot of, there are a lot of business models that try to imitate network marketing. But like you said, they're really pyramid schemes, Ponzi schemes. And just because people have less exposure in network marketing, because these business models are so similar with network marketing, they oftentimes tend to associate whatever looks like a pyramiding model to a network marketing model. There are a lot of illegitimate models, and even within legitimate models, there are people who practice network marketing unethically. So I would say that's mainly the reason why a lot of people are negative. That's why I don't blame them. That's why one of the movements that we have as an organization is really to professionalize the whole industry and to give people the best network marketing experience they've ever had as it relates to, network marketing as an industry, which is a very good industry, which I think deserves a better reputation. But, to take things back to the start, so initially my track was to become a lawyer. Because my father, I would say, my father's passed away a lot of years ago, but I would say he really built his success in becoming a lawyer because he had his own law firm. He had big multinational clients. And my original track, my course in Ateneo was actually legal management. So I was actually preset to become a lawyer. And that was my original track. But unfortunately, or fortunately, towards my junior year in college, I dropped out of Ateneo. I just wasn't making the grades. Napasama ako sa masyado masayang barkada.
So to be clear, you didn't finish it.
I didn't yet. So I dropped out.
Not yet, okay.
Then I eventually went back. But during that season where I dropped out of Ateneo, I kind of felt guilty kasi, my mom kept paying for you my expenses, and I just felt like I was just being a liability at home, asking money, not getting grades, and I really wanted to step up. And my father passing away really shook me. Kumbaga, it was a wake-up call, and I realized that I had to take ownership over the decisions I made. I couldn't just blame every situation, my professors, my insecurities, my emotions, my breakups, all those other things for my results. Initially, for me to step up, I have to change. For things to change, we have to change. And so I took ownership and I started to look into other opportunities out there. So I went into becoming a marketing officer for bars and clubs before. I tried to sell a lot of stuff on the side. And one day, my good friend actually, she wasn't my good friend then, but now she is my good friend. She was a classmate of mine from one of my classes, and she's the type of classmate na parang, you know your classmates, but you don't really talk. That's the kind of relationship I had with this person. All of a sudden, she invited me to a business over opportunity over chat, over text at that time. And the way that she invited me was just like literally, if you have a network marketing skill, she just copy pasted it, text, and she was like, if you work really hard, you could make an extra 30 to 70,000 pesos within less than a year. And I was like, being a 21-year-old at that time, I was like, there are no opportunities that I know of where, as someone who hasn't even graduated and really didn't do well in school, could make an extra 30 to 70,000 pesos. So I was like, if this is a scam, at least I'll find out when I meet her. But if it's true, you could bet on it. I will be there because I want to find out. I wouldn't say no. I'm not the kind of person who would say no to something that I haven't really seen for myself, So that's when I met up with my friend. Long story short, she showed me the whole business presentation because at that time I've already experienced a couple of work with network marketing, a couple of work experiences with network marketing companies. I knew it was network marketing business, but it was really different in the way that my sponsor presented it to me. So yeah, at that time I really didn't have the initial capital to get started, but I just really found a way, and I soaked in whatever my sponsor taught me. So that's basically how I got started. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And when you tell that story, it takes me back to those times when you were in school, and those moments when you're a student and you just want to grab all of the opportunities that come along your way. So I'm really curious because a lot of people who are watching right now, they're really proud of what's happening right now, especially with this interview. And I'm enjoying, man. I'm enjoying this interview. And you kept on mentioning that word, the phrase professionalizing network marketing, right? And that just goes to show that there's something that's not professional or as professional as it should be as of the moment. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. So when we talk about professionalizing the network marketing industry, how do you see this? How do you see network marketing as an industry be part of the solutions or be one of the solutions in our country for us to alleviate not just poverty, but the wrong mindset that a lot of Filipinos have? And I'm pretty sure that's something that's in your heart as well.
Right. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I love that question. And, every time someone asks me about my vision for professionalizing network marketing, it just stirs a lot of feelings up in my heart, because I do believe like one of the purposes that I have is really to help bring this industry forward, especially in the Philippine setting. One of the things that I love about network marketing is it trains you to become an entrepreneur. And most of the time, a lot of Filipinos don't have opportunities to become an entrepreneur because the average franchise is not priced for the average Filipino. You have to be able to engage in traditional businesses, maybe even put up like traditional food stalls, would oftentimes cost you around 300 to 500,000 initial payment. And then you have to pay a lot of overhead, have to go through the struggles of managing employees, especially at this time. There are a lot of traditional business issues right now. It's not only the employees, it's the spoilage of the food if you're in the restaurant business, it's the rent that you have to pay monthly. And most of the time, if you're in a long-term contract, you have to pay 1 year in advance without any certainty about what's going to happen in the Philippines for the next 6 to 12 months. And so these are like, first off is you have to have high capital to get started in traditional business. Second is you need to actually have the capacity to manage the stress of traditional business. Because without that capacity or nature, if you will, it will be really difficult for you to succeed. And when you look at the numbers, I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. When I was looking at my odds in traditional business, not the big type because I didn't really have millions to start, but just maybe like normal food stalls, food carts. Most traditional businesses, I think these are the statistics. They may be around this amount. I wouldn't say they are 100% accurate, maybe 90%. But last time I checked, and I hope I'm not butchering this, according to the second DTI, 90% of businesses close down within their first 2 years. And 99% of traditional business closed down after 10 years. And so I was looking at myself and the capital that I had to get started, or maybe the resourcefulness that I could get capital from. I was like, I only have a shot to do one business. And if I don't get it right, I will have to pay off debt for, maybe the next 5 to 10 years, or I'll probably have to go into corporate. No offense, but I just feel like I'm not bored to be in corporate. And so, I really wanted to be able to make sure that when I got into business, it was like, a business that I had a very high chance of succeeding in. And so my heart goes out to professionalizing the network marketing industry is because it provides opportunities for the normal Filipino who's driven, goal-oriented, positive, and is willing to work hard for their dreams. And as long as you're partnered up with the right company, you could dream big dreams in network marketing because it provides for you. They take care of all the headaches of traditional business, overhead expense, research and development, manufacturing, logistics, warehousing, you name it, the company takes care of it. And as a distributor, the only thing that you have to take care of is the marketing, the training, and the distribution, and building a team, which is something that anyone can learn to do. More especially so if you have the right system, strategy, and mentorship. And so network marketing, Josh, to be honest, it's really changed my life. And I wasn't an entrepreneur. I started as a student. I had a desire to become financially free, but it was only through network marketing where I was able to really grow into that mindset of entrepreneurship. And that's why I'm so grateful for the person who bridged me to the opportunity. And for me, honestly, the reason why I want to bless other people with these opportunities, as long as you're in the right frame of mind where you're really willing to work and sacrifice to get the success. There's no such thing as, an overnight success. It's a journey, but compared to the 40-year, 50-year work plan, if there are people who want to go through an accelerated program, grow faster, become an entrepreneur within 5 years, you could do it in a good network marketing company. And it's one of my advocacies as well, because here in the Philippines, I believe that we're a third world country, and this might be very controversial, but I'll say it anyway, because, I'd love to get it out there as well. We're a third world country, not really because of the government. Well, maybe we could say partly because of the government, but not
I like this.
government, right? Okay. So most of the time, when we look at first world countries, yes, there is no such thing as a perfect government, but the culture of the country is set to a certain thermostat where it actually upholds or it promotes the development of a specific country or a specific nation. That's what I want to get out. And in order for us to change the Philippines, we have to stop depending on, institutions, associations that we feel and we know for a fact that are not maybe probably not really that, up to standard as what we expect. But we should start looking at ourselves, right? So I love going through memes, and one of the memes that I went through like a couple of years ago really paints a great picture. It's like a person talking to people, and the first slide was, who wants change, right? Everyone raises their hand. And the next question is, who wants to change? No one raises their hand. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's so cool because oftentimes people want change, but they're not willing to be part of the change. And one of the things that I love about network marketing is that you could actually bless other people with a business. Not only bless your own life, but bless your friends, bless your families, and even bless people you don't know with a business opportunity. And to make an extra 50 to 100,000 pesos per month in network marketing, it's not the hardest task. It's something that anyone can learn to do. But think about how an extra 50 to 100,000 pesos could bless so many families right now, especially during the pandemic, right?
Yep.
So it's all a matter of going past that image, that stigma that network marketing is bad, or exactly that one. Wow, you found it, bro. I'm really impressed. That's world class right there. So yeah, definitely. So if we want change, we have to be willing to change. And so network marketing puts you in a platform where you could actually be the change instead of waiting on any institution for it to happen. You could actually start it yourself. And again, I don't want to butcher the numbers, but I think that most countries that are first world, they have a high sense of entrepreneurship. People know, not although not everyone, people aspire to be business people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
something I noticed,
Okay.
people in like first world countries,
Yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, like the rate of entrepreneurs in a certain population has to surpass around 3 to 5%, and that will
Mhm.
stimulate the economy and
Right.
help the whole nation. And in the Philippines, and this is kind of controversial, but again, I'll say it anyway.
Keep
in the
going,
Philippines,
man. Come on.
not most people are averse to business. They run away from business because they feel it's
Right.
complicated. But to be honest and to be fair, a lot of businesses are really scary and complicated. But
Well,
honestly,
all businesses are, right?
businesses
All businesses are. So
right.
so so what you're saying here? Let me just butt in for a bit, no? Kasi
Yeah, go ahead.
madaming nanonood sa atin. We have a lot of people watching right now, and you guys, whether you're part of a business already or like yung first time mo nanonood ka, you're probably thinking, what the hell are these guys talking about? See, when Miguel says that in the Philippines, a lot of Filipinos are afraid or very much cautious of starting their own business. Maybe because number one, would you agree? And I'm pretty sure you're about to talk about this. It's probably because of how we were brought up, and losing that entrepreneur spirit that a lot of other countries have, right? Maybe they're saying, hey, you know what, the economic atmosphere here, it's not that good. Miguel, I was invited to guest in a radio show. That was a few months back. And I was shocked, man. I was shocked. And I wanted to continue right after because they were guesting me. They brought me in to talk about business and they said, mukhang mahirap naman mag-business ngayon, lalo na ngayon sa bansa. In my head, I said, that's the problem because you're thinking it's hard, right? You're thinking that in our economic climate, it's already hard. So, dun pa lang, sa pag-iisip pa lang ng mga Pilipino, we already lost. We already lose the game because the first battle, and I'm pretty sure you'd agree with this, the first battle would be the battle of the mind. The battle of whether you should stick to a decision and stick to a commitment. Would you agree, man?
100%. Success is created twice, first in the mind and then in real life. So it really all starts in the mind. And you hit it on point right there because my programming when I was growing up was also to shy away from business because, first off, I don't really come from a family of business people.
Yeah.
Most of the people in my family in corporate or they're professionals. So getting into business to me was quite during the start was quite intimidating, even if it was network marketing. But it was the drive of wanting to be financially free that really allowed me to go through my comfort zone. And we do have to realize that everything is difficult before it becomes easy. Whether it may be cooking, whether it may be swimming, whether it may be playing Dota, you're gonna have a tough time first while you're learning the ropes. But there's a system to success that you just have to learn. And you hit it right on point there, bro, when you said that the reason why a lot of people don't get into business, not just network marketing, but business in general, affiliate marketing, drop shipping, or traditional business, etc., is because even before they start, they already lose in their minds. And I feel like as a nation, that's something that we have to step up on if we really want change to happen.
Yeah, I love that. I'm just writing down notes here, man. This is so good. Hey, if you guys are getting value from this show right now, you guys are tuned into The Virus. This is the show where we spread the good kind of virus. It's me, the Josh from VoiceBox Training University. This is sponsored by Bounce Back Network. I have a very amazing guest right now. We have Miguel Ybañez from Ignite PH. And now we're talking about igniting our dreams, man. I'm going to show you a few photos. And I want you to take us back, all right? Take us back to these photos, and maybe you can just describe it, all right? So I did a bit of stalking, just like what a normal sales guy would do. You got to know who you're talking to, brother. So I'm going to show you a few photos here. The first one I showed you.
Nervous, but let's do it.
Don't worry, man. Don't worry. These are all good photos. All right. So we talked about Ignite earlier, right? So Ignite is really something you have around 200,000 people already. Take us back to this photo right here. What is this?
Okay, well, that was Singapore convention way back, if I'm not mistaken, 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that picture is that I was being awarded for hitting like the second highest pin title in the company that I'm partnered up with. But that was around before the time when my business crashed, because to achieve that specific position and title, I didn't build it the right way. So like we say in the Bible, anything that is built up on sand and not a strong foundation eventually crumbles. So yeah, that was way back, if I'm not mistaken, probably 2014, 2015, or 2016. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that was it that at that time. Yeah, I was being awarded in a Singapore convention for the company that I'm partnered up with. That was in front of thousands of people. But at the back of my mind during that time, I was up on stage. I didn't know what the heck I was gonna do when I returned to the Philippines, because my business was crashing at that time. So yeah, that's the
Wow.
story behind that picture. Yeah, so it. So sometimes I just want to add on, because probably some people may be able to relate. It's oftentimes not what you see happening in front. It's really what the seeds that you plant at the back, which really allows you to build up the long-term foundation that you have in your business. So inversely, you could not be awarded and you could just be silently building and hustling at the back, but you could
Yeah.
have a highly profitable business. So, business is not about the awards, it's not about the recognition, it's about the impact and significance that you have in blessing other people's lives. And I feel like if you use that as your guiding principle to build business, you can never go wrong, because you're going to be able to bless a lot of people. The speed of business is oftentimes correlated to the speed of the rate that people trust you. If people trust you, your business is going to grow really, really fast.
I love that, man. I love that. You know what I always say whenever I train people for sales, you can't push something forward without trust.
Wow.
Right? You can't thrust without trust, right? And that's so true. I mean, a lot of people when they see the tip of the iceberg, they think that, oh, he's getting all these awards. It's so amazing. It's so beautiful. He probably comes from a rich family. He comes from this family, that family, but they don't see the struggles that happens underneath, 'di ba? Ito yung mga bagay na people have to know this. People have to know that, hey, I may have an advantage. Probably number one, I may know a bit more education, but it doesn't mean that you can't know the same, right?
Absolutely.
Because in the world of information right now, madaming taong na-intimidate. And maybe, I'm pretty sure you've gotten this, right? Have you ever had people who were intimidated of joining you guys because they felt like, number one, you guys were probably too good for them? Have you had that? Because it's the other way around. Sometimes, you know what? It's too sleazy for me. I'm too good for you guys. What about for you guys? Have you ever had a moment when, you know what? You guys seem to be too good for me. I can't hang out with you guys. What do you think?
Well, the objective of our organization is just really to make everyone feel welcome, but we do sometimes get that kind of impression, especially because the fact that, when you enter into our private Facebook group, most of the video presentations are in English. But the
Yeah.
reason why we make the presentations in English is not because we want to alienate anyone. It's just because we
Yeah.
want to be able to reach out not only to Filipinos, but
Right.
people from all around the world who just really want to build a big business. Because, right, as you've probably already noticed, and it's also the way that we met, Facebook has just made the world flat.
Oh yeah.
Facebook is one whole country where you could just communicate with people globally. A couple of weeks ago, you interviewed someone from America, right? And it just
Mhm.
like just happened, like it was and it was real time. And so that's the reason why we make the language English. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, people feel alienated. But whenever they start really engaging in our organization, I tell them that you should not use your background as an excuse as to why you cannot achieve a certain result. In fact, the Philippines' richest man, Henry C., did not really speak good English when he started, but he
Wow.
never used it as an excuse. I mean, like he was selling slippers, his wife was selling banana cues. But tell me something, like how can someone who's not that proficient in English from selling slippers, in some corner in Binondo, end
Yeah.
up to be the richest man in the Philippines? And yet, how come some people who are great
Right.
English speakers graduate with triple, quintuple MBAs and
Yeah.
honors in everywhere. They sometimes, and I'm not targeting anyone. It's just reality that sometimes you graduate with a good degree, good course, but you end up dying in debt. And
Yeah.
so it's really about the background. It's not where you start, it's how you finish. And if you feel like you have a disadvantage, then you have to accept it first. Because in
Mhm.
order for you to change something, you have to be aware of it. And so for me, well, first of all, language should not be any, excuse for you not to succeed. I mean, like, if someone told me that in order for me to be financially free, I had to
Yeah.
learn how to speak German or maybe Mandarin or maybe Cantonese, I wouldn't use it as an excuse. I would study it. I would learn it. Maybe I would live in a Chinese-speaking nation for me to be able to learn it so that I could become successful and bless my family. So
Right.
it's not
Right.
a matter of the limitations that you start with. It's the price that you're willing to pay to get to what you really want.
Come on. Because I read some reviews. I was searching. Okay, what do people say about Ignite? And they say, "Oh, networking yan, pang social lang." And I laughed so hard. I was like, "No way! I'm gonna tell him this. That's what people think." So I saw it in Reddit, and I was like, "Okay, all right, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but I see that part of yours now. You're trying to relate and you're trying to connect to as many people as you can. And you're expanding, you're not contracting, right? You're not contracting it by saying now, yeah, hey, you know what? You guys are excluded from our group. But as a matter of fact, you're including everyone else. And it brings me back to those memories when I was in college before. I also tried to join. I joined I think it was what was that? I think it was a marketing group, and in that group, we tried to convince high school students to join our university. I'm not going to mention my school, but some people. But I hated that because this is what happened when I was trying to present and I was convincing people in a role play. Hey guys, you should join. I spoke in complete English, and they say, you know what? We can't. People are not going to relate to you. And in my mind, I was like, wait. Are we trying to stoop down? Not really stoop down, but are we trying to say that they cannot? Or are we trying to set a standard because we believe that they can? Right? So it's not that you're trying to isolate yourself or distance yourself from people, but it's that you believe that they're more capable. You believe that they can do more things. They believe that communication is not a barrier. You believe that there's so much more to the ordinary Filipino than just purely speaking in Tagalog or English. Right? And I think Ignite is all about that. I think Ignite is all about really fueling this desire for people. And I could talk for hours with you, man. Like in my head, I was like, no. When you talked about entrepreneurship, you talked about how Filipinos need to have the heart of an entrepreneur. I was mind blown because one of my greatest idols right now. You familiar with Grant Cardone?
of course.
Yeah. So Jared Grant is the guy I interviewed for a first season.
Yes.
The president. Crazy, man, because they're doing this 10x challenge. Maybe some people are part of that, right? They're doing a 10x challenge where they're giving so much value for free for 10 days to around 200,000 people all around the world. And in my head, man, all these people, I wanted to see more Filipinos here. I wanted to see more Filipinos love entrepreneurship. And even though they're employed, doesn't mean that you can't be an entrepreneur in spirit, even though you're employed, right? Because people see it as a dichotomy, right? You know what? Pag employed ka na. Empleyado ka lang. And some people, wala namang masama mag-employ. Yeah, there's nothing wrong being an employee. But if it limits you and your potential, then there's something wrong with it. Right? Because people will say, and sorry, I don't want to keep myself on a short time, but people will say, hey, you gotta live and do what makes you happy. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when people say that, yeah, it sounds good in context, but if you think about it, I can be happy watching Netflix and eating Cheetos.
Right.
I can be happy sitting down drinking beer, being overweight and unhealthy, and I can just be happy doing nothing. That's me being happy. But that's not my potential. Because Because if I tap my potential, I ignite my dreams, then I can influence beyond my family. I can spread my influence beyond myself, beyond my community, but even reach out to those people that I haven't even met. People who are online right now, or a lot of people are watching right now, and this is me trying to wake up every day living to my potential. What about you? When did that spark come in? When did that ignite, right? When did the igniting happen for Miguel Ybañez? Kaya nagsimula yung, oh man, I'm ignited, right? I'm ignited. Sure, like you said earlier na galing ka ng school and then entrepreneur after school, but you know, it's like, when was it? When did it become real, man? When did the dating become serious? When did us dating become exclusively dating in business? When did that happen for you?
Okay. First off, 100% agree with everything that you said, man. I feel like it really all boils down to the mindset, because that's where everything stems from. And, there's just a lot of improvement generally that people have to take, even when you start off as an entrepreneur, in order for you to grow into the person you need to be to achieve a certain result. And so for me, shout out to those people who consistently attend Josh's trainings, because this guy is on fire. I mean, we're talking about ignite. This guy is ignited, and he's gonna bring a lot
I love that.
with him to where he's going. And this guy's gonna go far. I could see it happening, and I'm pretty confident in it. So, bro, when I started, and just to kind of like the add on to what you said, I heard, I was attending a motivational talk one time, and the person speaking in front said something I would never forget. He said, "You could choose whatever path you want in life, but never forget that you are becoming what you constantly settle for. So you are who you settle for." And
Wow.
and to me that was really powerful, because it made me ask myself, what am I settling for? What's the kind of life that will be okay na sa akin? Diba? And if I'm unsatisfied with where I am right now, am I taking any intentional action towards getting out of this place? And so probably, to really answer your question, the the igniting started. Let me try to backtrack, because it's been a couple of years, but
Yeah, rewind that, man. It's somewhere there.
okay. So, before I got involved with network marketing, I was in a season where I was really depressed in my life, because it's kind of like, the outcome of certain paths that you're going to take, and you're just really not sold and satisfied with that specific outcome. And honestly, it was for me, my choices were, to take up my dad's law firm. Nothing against lawyers. I mean, I love lawyers. I have partners who are lawyers. It's just for me, when I was growing up, I saw my dad get into his practice, and I respect and honor and I love my dad. It's just that, growing up, we would have to deal with a lot of stress, maraming, death threats, because my dad was a very noble lawyer. He wouldn't take up any bribes, and it would affect our family. And of course, it's hard to cope with that stress. And because it's difficult to cope with that stress, what happens is, it really shows in the family. It becomes a highly tense place. And I realized that at that point in my life, I really wasn't willing to trade having probably multiple six-figure income, but then compromise everything else. Like, high income with high blood is not good. High
Oh
income,
wow.
hypertension is not good.
Yeah.
High
Yeah.
income and high cholesterol isn't good. And high income but low quality of life, that's not something that I really wanted. And so I saw that path that my father was taking, and
Yeah.
it's just something that I never saw myself taking up. So the other path was to go to my partners in corporate. And there's nothing, I do believe that corporate is a great trainer in terms
Yeah.
of habits, discipline, following instructions, being coachable to your boss,
Yeah.
delivering beyond expectation, and working even if you don't feel like it. Because guess what? In entrepreneurship, it's the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes you won't feel like working. You'll feel unmotivated. It's not like
That's
every day
true,
you're
man.
driving to the office and you're going to see a double rainbow, and there's going to be a spotlight on you, and it's going to be like, Josh, I called you to be an entrepreneur. It's not like that. Some days you don't feel like getting up. Some days you feel like quitting. Some days you're not sure what you got yourself into. But it's the same as corporate. Even if you don't feel like it, you have to get the work done. And so, na off tangent na naman ako, which I usually tend to get into, but, retracting myself back to the conversation topic, I was looking at the lives that I would have if I followed certain paths in my life, and I felt depressed because I felt really limited.
Yeah.
It's kind of like na-limit yung dreams ko because I knew that my dreams were limited based on the paths that I would take. And
Wow.
I'm a very ambitious person, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. I just want to maximize my life. We only have one life, at least on Earth. Might as well reach your fullest potential. And we see that throughout life happening, right? When you're a kid, like when I was a kid, I wanted to become like an astronaut, a jet pilot. If you ask children what you want to be, some maybe ladies would say that I want to be a princess. I want to have a palace. And then when you get into high school, you ask, so what do you want? So it's not anymore like an astronaut or a kingdom. You probably just want a mansion and a sports car. But then when from high school you get to college, you ask the person again, so what do you want to be? From mansion, it's going to be like a loft type condominium and probably not a sports car, but just really a nice sedan. And then 5-10 years into working, you ask the person, what do you want to be? Hindi na loft type na magandang condo, they will tell you, basta stable, magandang benefit. Right. So the question is, do people naturally dream small? We're born dreaming big. It's sometimes we just adjust our dreams based on the systems and the platforms that we think are available to us because it hurts dreaming when you know that the platform can't take you there. So you'd rather just not dream at all because it hurts to dream when you know that you're not in a platform that can take you to your dreams. And so that's how I felt when I was in college. Parang na lost ako. I got deep into, depression, anxiety about the future. And then for the first time when I was bridged to network marketing, and I saw all of these successful people leaving their top corporate 6-figure jobs, multiple businesses that they own that are profitable to do the business. And I was like, why are these people leaving everything behind, the comfortable life, just to actually be able to pursue this platform? And the presentation that I attended struck me is because it was very simple but impactful to me. Is because here in network marketing, you can design the kind of life that you want. And I was like, if what you're saying is true, that through this platform, I can design the kind of life that I want, I'm all in, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
And so, it wasn't like an immediate process where, I was really, immersed into the business. I do believe when people start certain endeavors, may it be, motivational speaking, may it be network marketing, may it be traditional business, even a job, even a course, no one's fully 100% right away. But it's what you do when you already start and your ability to follow through and become consistent that really matters. It's your stick-to-itiveness. It's not your ability to start, but it's your ability to finish. Yeah. And so for me, it was just that was the spark, I guess, when I realized that for the first time in my life, when I joined the network marketing company that I'm partnered up with right now, it's suddenly my dreams started to resurface all of the sudden, and I started to kind of like, have sleepless nights, not because of anxiety, but because I couldn't stop.
Dreams were waking you up.
It was waking me up.
Yeah. Dude, totoo yan. Totoo yan. Go on, man.
No, I mean, like, it was more of that, bro. Like, the idea of being able to design the kind of life that you want and being able to maximize your potential based off the price that you're willing to pay to get there. And one thing that we can't do is we can't microwave success. But if there was a platform where you could, get the success, wouldn't you want to take it on if it was predictable and guaranteed? So it was kind of like that for me. Yeah.
So if you would take the stairs versus the elevator, right? Which would you take? You definitely take the elevator.
Definitely.
Right? It brings you to the same place. It brings you to the same location. But one uses leverage. And it's all about being in the right vehicle. And you're saying right now that, the industry is the right vehicle for you. That is amazing, man. Like everything you just said was really amazing. You know, when we were talking about this, hey, a lot of you guys are tuned in. No? Nakakatuwa yung sinabi mo, bro. You said that, you know, a lot of us, when we were born, we dreamed big. Our dreams were big. But somewhere along the way, our dreams kind of died down. Lumiit yung mga dreams natin, right? Like, come on, even if you go to the, we'd say like, less fortunate areas in the Philippines, you go to the depressed area in the Philippines, you ask kids what they want to be, they have big dreams.
100%.
No kid would tell you, hey, what do you want to be? I want to stay in the street forever. No one would be like that. I want to be a pilot. Oh my gosh, man! Like it reminds me, I was in Trinoma once, and I was in a coffee shop, and there was this girl who was selling me she was selling me some cupcakes. Her name was Erica. I remember it. I think she was around 9 years old, selling me cupcakes, and the guards were trying to let her out. Pinapalabas siya. I said, you know what? No, kuya, no, stop. I said, stop, and I asked her, how are you selling it? So I taught her how to sell it. And I literally asked her to sit down with me. I gave her some scripts. And then she went around again, started selling it to people. But she didn't get anything. But I asked her, good job. So, you know, like, and then when I asked her what she wanted to be, well, I ended up buying everything that she had. But what I really wanted to point out in that story was people have dreams. Even
Absolutely.
small kids, they have dreams. I asked her what she wanted to be. She said she wanted to be a millionaire. You wanted to be a millionaire. A kid who sells something in the streets, maybe nagbebenta ng sampagita, right? And that's why I bring you to this picture, man. I bring you to this picture because, you know, this really represents a lot of my whys, right? I mean, for example, when we talk about entrepreneurship, madami akong kilala. I have a lot of friends, you included, who, if you stopped working, you stopped hustling for, let's say today, you could live for a few years and still be alive. You could do a normal job, a normal business that's not grandiose, that's not 10xing, that's not reaching hundreds of thousands of people, and you can still be alive. But you're doing something beyond that. You're doing something that's not average. And I realized that when people start to operate above average, they start to operate in abnormal levels, that's when they really truly become normal. Right? So when people start becoming and operating in abnormal levels, that's when people become normal. Because your normal self is the self that's limitless, the self that God has given you. It's the identity that God has created inside of you, that you were created to prosper. You were created to have a long and prosperous life. And I'm pretty sure you believe in that. So when I look at this picture, you know, it brings me a lot of emotions. But what about you, man? What about you? What happens when you take a look at this picture right here?
All right.
How can you put network marketing in that?
Wow. That's a very powerful picture, bro. And to me, like, you know, when I see people, you know, struggling this way, what really comes to mind is you want to be able to really extend help. And if these people, let's say, you know, have a shortage, I would say, of, you know, opportunities at this point of their life, there's an even bigger reason for you to want to become successful, to help out these people. Because if you don't have like an abundance of not just a salary, but a cash flow, you really, I mean, like, of course, there are acts that you could do, like you could feed them, you know, you could take out some Jollibee, feed them, and do stuff like that. But ultimately, wealth is not really just about becoming a reservoir of money, but becoming a river of you know, abundance that you could just use to help and bless other people like this. And I oftentimes thought growing up that rich people are selfish people. Rich people just keep their money to themselves. But you know what I realized as being exposed to more and more successful entrepreneurs, dollar multi-millionaires, I realized that these people are more often than not the most abundant and generous people that I have ever met.
Wow.
So if it's not, of course, you know, what comes to mind is I want to be able to help and educate these people, to give them opportunity. And for me, it's not really just about network marketing anymore. It's whatever opportunity that they could grasp, that they could work on to achieve, you know, financial success, to provide a better life for themselves and their family. But I mean, even if these people don't take up on it, I mean, we do have the choice. For all the viewers here today, we do have a choice to create more abundance in our life so that we could be a bigger blessing to other people financially.
Right, right. And you know what I think about that? Like what comes in my head right now when you talk about being selfless and selfish, I realize, and tama ka, no, I realize that if you have the potential, alam mong may kaya kang gawin, right? To everyone who's tuned in, everyone who's watching right now, if you know inside of you that you have the potential to become 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times better, to become a better version of yourself, but you still stay in your average and normal self, I'd consider you a selfish person.
Mm.
And I use that word intentionally, that to anyone who does not do whatever it takes, to anyone who says that 50,000, even 100,000 is enough for the month, you're selfish. Because a lot of people you're watching right now, you have friends, family members that you want to help, and even people in the streets na gusto mong tulungan, but you can't help them. And I'm still in that process. Like even me right now. But tell me this, man. Someday, would you create a foundation with me? Would you be part of that? And
Absolutely.
we're gonna help all the street people, not just give them fish, but we're gonna teach them how to fish.
Mm.
And we're gonna
I
be fishers of men. Do you see that?
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the best gifts that you could give to these less fortunate people, because more than them depending on a source of income or ayuda, diba? It would be
Yeah.
great for them to also be the ones to provide opportunities for their fellow people, for everyone else who needs an opportunity. So 100% agree. Everything you're saying is straight fire, bro.
Oh
Solid.
man, bro. I mean, I'm trying to fit this in the time. Hey guys, if you're still watching, let us know that you appreciate this show. Let us know if you're enjoying the virus. We still have a few minutes left. We're gonna give you guys some value bombs. It's me, the Josh, together with Miguel Ybañez from Ignite PH. Hey man, take a look at this photo right here. We're talking about how we can help people. We're talking about how we can 10x them. Pretty sure this is not gonna be the first or the last. I'm pretty sure it's not the last time we're gonna get to talk on stage. When you take a look at this one right here, not that one. What about this one? When you take a look at this photo, take me back. Take me back. If, for example, you see yourself in the next few years, and this is what you see, right? This is what you see. Where do you see yourself in 10 years, 20 years, man? 10 years, 20 years, you'd be what? You'd be in your 30s in 10 years, almost on your 40s.
Almost.
But bro, this is the city of Pearl. I mean, we're on our way to the future. We are the future. Where do you see the industry of network marketing? How do you see you personally as an individual? Ano nang ginagawa ni Miguel Ybañez by then? Are we still friends by then, man? Let me know.
We may be best friends by that time.
I love
Eventually,
that.
the world, helping other people, teaching other people and educating them as well. But personally, when it comes to network marketing, I really feel that the industry is about to enter its golden era because,
Wow.
a lot of people right now are more open to opportunity, and people are starting to realize because of the recent pandemic. And I do sympathize with everyone who's going through retrenchment, or they're being laid off in their jobs, or they're
Yeah.
dealing with financial difficulties, because it's really difficult during this time. But for me, because of that, people are starting to realize that you can't only depend on one source of income. You have to be able to diversify, to put your bets on building your future in more stable and secure platforms, because unfortunately, not all systems in the world are designed for you to get to your dreams. And so for me, it's continuously building up people in the knowledge that network marketing is definitely a platform, given that you join the right company, you have the right system, you have the right mentors in place that could allow you to generate predictable results and design the life that you want. And I don't know how long it's going to take. Maybe it may take 10, 15, 20, maybe even until after I die. But I
Yeah.
want to be able to be part of the advocacy where people are educated about the power of network marketing, so that the right people who hear the message can take action and reach their fullest potential and bless the people that's closest to them. So what I see about network marketing is already starting right now. Multi-billion-dollar companies are opening up their own network marketing arms. Network marketing is even taught as a certification already in certain international universities. And
Mhm.
my dream really is people, oftentimes they're asked when they're a college student, what do you want to be? I want to drive network marketing up the ladder so high with so much
Wow.
esteem, so much respect, and so much prestige, where in fact students would be proud to say to their parents before they graduate, you know what, mom, I want to be a network marketing professional. And
Wow.
that's one of the things that I really see happening. And I do believe that network marketing can become an industry in sense of like the people who are able to succeed in network marketing will be respected as people who were willing to pay the price, grow their part, and engage in this business, which is technically more of like not really a business, but a self-development journey with a paycheck.
That is brilliant. Last photo for the night. For those of you guys who are still tuned in, stay with us, guys. We're going to show you something amazing. What about this one right here? If you take a look at this, take us back to your journey real quick. Why is this? And I know this is one of the biggest reasons for your success right now. Why is this the reason for where you are right now? Why are you clinging on to so much faith, Miguel?
Man, for me, everything that I have right now is by the grace of God. I do believe that nothing happens by coincidence. Everything happens by God incidents. And for
Wow,
every
God incidents.
yeah, for everyone watching right now, you guys are watching this for a reason, and everything was orchestrated by our heavenly Father. And honestly, just to share, before we end, the reason why I really got to meet my Lord and Savior Jesus was when my network marketing business shrank and it crashed. I realized that I was chasing after the wrong things, and I was chasing after success in the wrong sense, in an unhealthy sense. I was chasing after recognition. I was chasing after power. I was chasing after, all of these things. And you know what they say about money? It's just an amplifier. If
Yeah.
you are a good person and you have a lot of money, you'll be able to do a lot of good deeds with it. If you have bad intentions, bad motives, if you're given a lot of money, you'll do a lot of bad things with it. Unfortunately, that time I was, I had the wrong motives and I wasn't really building my success the right way. But by the grace of God, He humbled me, allowed me to go through a season where I almost lost everything in my life, to be honest. And at this point, I was making six-figure income, 21 to 23 years old, and then God took everything away. But for me to be able to have a genuine encounter with Him, and honestly, growing up, I thought that I knew God, but I didn't really know Him until I sought after Him. And I
Mhm.
wanted to really have a relationship with Him. And so ever since I surrendered my life to Jesus, it's really just been all about, seeking His will, seeking His purpose. So
Yeah.
the truth is, you don't have to find your purpose. You just have to ask God what it is.
Mhm.
And sometimes a lot of people, have struggled in this part, and that's why I can relate because I was like that when I started. And so for me, everything that's happening right now is really by the grace of God, and never underestimate the power of prayer. Because I want to quote this verse from the Bible. I forget from where it exactly is. Faith is kind of like, faith is hoping for things that you have yet to see. It's
Yeah.
believing things that have yet to come. It's the assurance of things that you have not seen yet, right? And so for me, um, faith plays a really big role in success because faith, fear paralyzes and faith mobilizes. So
Mhm.
when you live your life and you make decisions based out of fear, oftentimes you'll remain stuck where you are. And that's a
Okay.
truth because the enemy doesn't want us to reach our God given potential because that will give God the glory.
Yeah.
But if you start making decisions out of faith, taking it one step at a time, you don't have to see the finished picture, but following God's leading in your life is going to
Mhm.
take you to places where you have never imagined to be before. And honestly, we just prayed our way through success. Now, faith, substance of things, hope for evidence of things not seen. Amen to that. And yeah, just to give you guys, bring all the glory back to God, our organization, uh, 2 to 3 years, oh no, maybe it was like 4 to 5 years ago, we would always, pray for supernatural breakthrough. and a fast-growing organization. A lot of people see the speed of growth that we have right now, and it does look fast. But before that, it was just really 5 to 20 people praying every Monday for God to
Yeah.
move our business. And even when we didn't get results at that time, and I remembered I was broke that time, I was in debt that time, but there was just a silent voice within me that gave me the confidence to keep moving forward. And so we prayed for supernatural growth in our business for 2 to 3 years without anything happening, without anything drastic happening, just that still silent voice. And then in less than 11 months, um, from a group of probably 25 people, today we've grown to over 500 strong um,
Wow.
franchises in the business. And so, to me, like, if that doesn't reflect the glory of God, I don't know what. I mean, a lot of things do, but that just really reflects the glory of God. And so, for me, if God is leading you towards a certain direction, if you're anxious about it, pray about it. But God wants you to live a big life, and He has a purpose for you. So if you feel like you're in a rut, you're in a cycle right now that's not really healthy, pray to God. You know, seek a relationship with Him, and He will make all things new in your life. So yeah, probably when it comes to faith, I'm a Jesus freak. I
Oh
love
man, I love that.
Lord, and everything that I have right now, I really owe up to Him. And so yeah, I'm very humbled to be brought where I am today, and I'm just gonna keep following Jesus where He brings me step by step, being faithful and just lifting up everything to Him. And so yeah, my prayer is that we find more people like Josh as well who are out there, for those of you guys that are listening, that really want to live out a life according to your God-given purpose and not by selfish mediocrity.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I love that, man. I love that. And when you talk about living up to your full potential, it just gives me goosebumps because where I am right now, and I acknowledge what has happened to me in the past, I acknowledge everything that I've been through. But you can be content, but you should never be satisfied because even the Bible says that He has plans for you, plans to prosper, not to harm you, and He's capable of thinking immeasurably more than you're capable of, right? So anything that you can think of, if you can think of your dreams, that means it's not even enough yet because He has greater dreams for you. He has greater plans for you. And I've never met a father or a mother or a parent who desired badly for his or her child, right? And if our parents here on earth would desire great things for us, what more for our Heavenly Father? And that's why I'm very, very excited, super happy to stay connected with Miguel. Miguel, how can they reach you right now? How can they check you out? Maybe there are a lot of people, they're interested. Where can they find Ignite? I did post a link there. Where else? Tell us more.
Well, I'm pretty simple guy, so you guys could just go to my profile. It's Miguel
You have a
Ybañez.
page, man. Come on, you have a page.
You could go to my profile. I'm not that active there. You guys could probably follow my Instagram. It's what's my handle? It's underscore Ybañez Miguel. You guys could message me there, or just follow me there if you guys feel like following me. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and thank you again for this time, Josh. Again, I'm really humbled. It's a privilege to be sharing this time with you
Oh,
tonight.
absolutely. And if there's anyone who's tuned in right now, and Miguel, one last question. Do you think that everything that has happened, do you think that communication plays a big role in a person's success in his professional and personal life?
Oh, absolutely. Communication.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah, communication is key because it's all about whatever you want to happen in your life. It's about conveying a specific message,
Yeah,
and we have to consistently be intentional about
right.
asking ourselves, am I sending my message across to the people who I want to hear my message? And so I feel like
Absolutely.
communication is very essential in success.
Absolutely. Which is why, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still tuned in up to this very moment, we'd like to give you guys a special invitation to anyone who's watching, or even if you're watching this via replay, I'd like to invite you guys for our upcoming public speaking workshop That's right. And I did invite you in that, man. Public speaking workshop, which is going to happen next week on the 14th, 15th, and 16th. That's going to be the coach level public speaking workshop. And of course, the next week after that, the week after that, it's going to be on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. That's going to be our batch 9. Is that batch 9? Or yeah, batch 9 of our level 1 influencer workshop. If anyone is interested in being an influencer, not just a speaker, but when you speak, people listen. And when you speak, people would want to not just listen to you, but they'd like to crave, and they would crave for more words from you. Because it's through hearing that a person believes. If you want to be more persuasive, you want to be more convincing, you want to create an impact and ignite the dreams of other people around you, then I'm inviting you to join us on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Get a discount from us if you use the code IGNITE. That's right. Yeah, I'm using your word, man. I'm using that beautiful word, IGNITE. You can chat us there in the link that we have provided on the group chat. Please check it out right now. Again, that's a public speaking workshop, influencer level, on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. Miguel, I want to see you on December, brother. And we're doing something big, and I want you part of that stage.
Let's do it, man.
We're gonna do it.
The invitation. I'll take you up on it.
I love that, man. And we should grab coffee. We're in the same city.
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Virus. I'm with a very special guest, amazing friend of mine, Miguel Ybañez from Ignite PH. This is powered by Bounce Back Network. Again, we will see you guys every Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. until 9:30. God bless you guys, and don't forget, this is the right kind of virus. Go spread success, spread hope, and spread love. Bye, guys. God bless you.
God bless everyone.